Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be showing you that how to build a CRUD REST API inside Deno.js. So Deno is a run environment similar to Node.js, so it's a great alternative for Node.js. So if you go to Deno.js here, basically it's an alternative for Node.js. It can be built in inside JavaScript or TypeScript. So we will be trying to build a CRUD REST API using MongoDB inside your Oak web framework. So there is a specific web framework which is available inside Deno, which is called as Oak. So this is similar to Express, which is used to make a simple HTTP server. So basically it's a middleware which is used in Oak in order to make a HTTP server which can be started on a particular port number. So basically it is similar to Express. So Express is the web server for Node.js, but inside Deno we have Oak.js. You can now inside Node.js we have Express, but in this Oak is the web framework for Deno. So we will try to build a CRUD REST API, and for this purpose we will be using MongoDB database inside our local machine. So currently you will see that nothing is present here, so no records are present inside this table. So we will try to insert some records here. So this is the API. If I show you guys, this API is running on localhost 4500. So this is the address on which the API is running. So if I simply go to localhost 4500 and let me go to the route where the API is listed here, /API/book. So you will see that nothing will be present. So this will be the JSON response which will be coming back from the server. So currently the data is empty. So we will be using this tool, guys, which is very much popular tool, which is called as Postman. You can install this tool to test any sort of backend API that you develop. So this is available for Windows, Linux, Mac. It's a cross-platform software. So it makes it very much easy to test out backend APIs without having to be made the front end. It's a free software, so simply download this. So basically after downloading it, so it's very simple. Basically here we will make a simple get request to localhost 4500/API/book. So if I send this request here, guys, you will see currently data is empty right here. So no books are present right here. So now to add a book in the same route here, we will make a post request here. In this case, so here we need to select the header content type application/JSON, and inside the body we need to select raw here. Sorry. And here we need to pass 4 properties here, which is equal title of the book. This will be JavaScript mastery. Let me give it and put a comment. The second property is description. This is a description of the book. Then we have the author property. Whoever has written the book here, you will write the author here. And then the last property we have in this table is the link property. So we have 4 properties here. Basically we have written a valid JSON object here, which contains 4 properties: title of the book, description of the book, author of the book, and link of the book. So inside the body, if I send this request here, you will now see localhost 4500/API. So I think this containing some error. Let me see the controller function here. So you will see that, guys, we are getting all these books here. Let me open the routes here. Post/API/book. Inside our, you will see title, description, author, link. Title, description. If you see, if I send a post request, localhost 4500/API/book, it's a raw request here. If you send it, basically I think we need to, you can now see automatically some data is inserted inside the database, guys. You can now see the ID of the newly created record is returned to us. So this ID is automatically generated by MongoDB database. And if you check the record, guys, I think twice this record is inserted. You will now see the title of the book, description, author, link. Let me delete this duplicate record here. So only one record is there. So let's suppose you want to have another book here. Let me change it to Python Mastery. This is a description. You can change the author name. So basically, guys, it is just making a post request to the API and click on send. Once again, a data will be returned to you. Now two records will be present. So basically, if you now go to the route here, so now you can see inside our JSON, two records will be there inside the data. So you can consume this API inside the browser using any front end. You can use React.js, Angular, Vue.js, or vanilla JavaScript also. This is your backend API. You can deploy this API to any live URL. In this way, guys, you can build out Deno REST API, CRUD REST API. So basically, we can also perform let's suppose a getter operation. Let's suppose we want to get all the books /API /books or /API /book. So it will get all the, you will now see, get all the data here like this. Let's suppose you want to delete a book. So for deleting this book, guys, instead of, you will use this delete request here, delete request localhost /API /book, and here you need to put the ID, guys. So whichever book you want to delete. Let's suppose I want to delete this book, so I will simply copy this ID of the book here, which I want to delete here, and simply I will paste it here. So you will see this is the ID that I pasted here. This is the book ID. Click on send here. So you will see book deleted. So you can see now only one record will be there. The book is deleted automatically. So in this way, guys, you can even delete a particular book. Now lastly, guys, if you want to update the details of the book, you will now use the put request. Put is specifically used for modifying or updating any sort of existing record in the database. So we will be applying the put request, and similarly we just need to copy basically the ID here. Whichever book you need to update, you need to simply copy its ID, so which is automatically generated by MongoDB database. So now we simply need to put this ID right here in the address bar, whichever you need to do. Simply paste it, and now you again need to put this, you can now change this to title. Just update the title, description, author name. Click on send. Now you will see basically your details have been updated, and all the details are returned as a JSON response. So now you can see in the database all these details have been updated. So you can now see you can perform all these four operations, guys. You can create a book, you can update a book, you can delete a book, and you can read all the books from the database. So we will try to apply these CRUD operations, guys, and start from scratch. We will be looking at how to do it inside Deno.js. It's a very good run environment for Node.js. It's a great alternative for Node.js. So we will try looking at how to connect with MongoDB database and store these records. So for this specific tutorial, guys, I have written a complete blog post on my tutorial website, which is Web Ninja Developer. Each line of code is explained thoroughly, and step-by-step instruction is given. So I will highly recommend that you follow this blog post while you watch this video. Let me give this link in the live chat so that you don't face any sort of problem. So I have given this link, guys, in the description of this live stream and also in the live chat. So simply download all the source code. So let's start building this application from scratch, guys. So basically now we will go to the projects directory, and basically we will be cmd, make a new directory, Deno CRUD project, Deno CRUD project 2, and basically, guys, we will be opening this inside our Visual Studio Code text editor. Now you can see it is currently empty. So the very first thing, guys, we need to do, we need to simply stop this server. So I will simply stop this. So let me close these files here and start from scratch. So now, guys, first of all, what we need to do is that basically the very first step we need to do is that we need to store some important information inside our .env file. So inside this .env file, guys, we need to store the port number on which the application will be run. So this will be constant 4500. Host name will be equal to localhost, guys. So here you can either provide localhost or you can provide 127.0.0.1. This is also localhost. Then we will be having our app domain, guys. This is equal to the full address of the app, http localhost 4500. This is not mandatory, but it's a recommended practice in programming that you store all your important information inside your .env file. So after doing this, guys, we need to create a new file which is called as dependencies, which is DEPS, dependencies TypeScript. As we will be building this project, guys, inside TypeScript, so you should be having familiar with TypeScript. What is TypeScript? It's a superset of JavaScript with having additional features. So right here, guys, we will export some important information. We will try to export our application context from Deno. So now, as you all know, guys, from Deno we have, this is a runtime environment and everything is available from URLs in Deno. So this is a special feature of Deno, deno.land/x/oa key, and then we have mod ts. So basically from this we will try to get our application. We will get the router, we will get the context. So basically you will now see these red statements, guys. Try neglect these statements. After we execute the application, all these errors will be gone. So try to just stick to this. Next, guys, we will be basically exporting export type, which will be equal to router context. As we will be doing routing, guys, so that's why we need to export these dependencies. This will be coming from deno.land/x/oa key. OA key is a framework, then mod ts. And lastly, guys, we also need to export our config variable from this file, which is URL, which is deno.land x/.env. .env is a package inside Deno, which is a URL of this. That's it. So we are exporting these 3 lines of code, guys, so that we can include these methods and variables in other files. So we are exporting this. That's it. Then we close this file. Now, guys, we will be starting our main file, which is app.ts. So this will be the starting point of the application. So here we will be starting our application. So first of all, we need to import from this file, which is from this file we need to import the application. And also, guys, we need to import the dependencies that we have defined. Now to get these dependencies, guys, we need to basically create another folder here which is called as config. And here you need to create a file which is called as index.ts. So basically all the variables that we have defined inside this env file, .env file, we need to get inside this index.ts. So for doing this, it's very easy. Basically inside this we need to first of all import the config, and this will be coming from the let me see. I think this will be coming from dependencies file here, like this. And then basically we can simply say the port number, we can define this. This will be coming from config.app_port. Then we can get our app host, which will be equal to config.app_host. And lastly, we need to simply get our app domain, which will be equal to config app domain. So we are getting all these 3 variables, guys, which we have defined in the .env file. So we just need to export these 3 variables from this file. App port. So you can see we are exporting this. So basically now we can import this. Basically we can simply say from this file we need to import our variables. all these three variables we have imported, guys. You can now see. So after importing it, guys, we can start our new Deno application, cap app, new application, and then basically we can start this application on this particular port number. So we can simply say await app.listen, and simply we can say that we can embed dynamic variables here, app host, and but the particular port number. That's it. So we can even add a console statement just to see on the screen whether this application is running or not. So listening on this port number, which is app domain. That's it. So now this is the basic Deno application, guys. We have imported all these things on this constant variable. So now to run this file, we need to create a special file which is called as Deno.js. Basically, this command will be there, and inside this will be an object, JSON object, which will contain some properties. First is schema. So it will be equal to, guys, basically HTTP. As you can see, all these packages will be there. Autocomplete is there. Deno.land /x. Deno is a package, guys, inside Deno in order to automatically refresh the application whenever you make any sort of changes. It is similar to NodeMon. And then we have env file, and this is an empty object. Then we have script section. So it contains a start script, guys. So a start script. Inside start script, guys, basically we will have a command which will be equal to Deno run unstable, and we will allow the network, which is internet, and also we will allow the read access as well. So these are different kinds of flags or access we need to grant to Deno. So now what we need to do is that basically we need to go to command line. In order to start this application, we will simply write Deno start. So as you click this, so basically it is saying that module not find. I think we have, this needs to be Deno run start. I think we have given a command here. If you go to the description of this blog post, guys, I have given this command. I think yes. Module not found. Config.index. So what module is not found? Let me see. Module not found. So I think we need to install these modules before. So Deno install package. How to do this? Deno CRUD API example. Let me see. I think yes. I have taken this example from this. Let me see where I have taken this. So you can see that, guys, basically it is saying that inside this config file, it is saying that module not found, which is inside config index. Let me just wait, guys. Just wait for some time. So, Deno. So we will start from here, guys. Basically, I think the dependencies are installed inside this project. So we will delete all this. We don't need this. Let me delete this routes folder. So we will start from scratch. Also delete this folder. Uh, also delete this. So we have this index file, guys. You can now see basically. This is the file. Dot slash. And this needs to be imported from the app. So we have defined this command, guys, like this. So if you go to the command line now, if you type Deno start, so it is saying that module not found. Oh, sorry, this needs to be like this. So it is, I think it is coming from this dependencies. So just import this right here. So if you're watching it for the very first time, guys, then please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. So basically, inside this, let me see, guys. I have taken this example. Let me search here. Deno CRUD. Let me see guys how to make a basic Deno app. Let me take that template here. I think I am facing some problem. So Deno hello world app. So this is a sample app. Basically it contains this file. So let me create this file, basically Deno.js file, and simply I need to change this path here, main.ts. So you can see it is installing the basic dependencies which are needed here, and once it is installed, basically you can start building your application. So you can see server started on port 8080. So if you go to your localhost server, so this is your server. Basically it's a hello world Deno app. So now we need to make our CRUD API. So for doing this it's very easy. Simply now we need to make a .env file as we created. So we need to paste this information here. So so here you will put your port number. So this is the port number, that is 4500 host name domain. So we have written this code, so we will paste this code from here, basically right here, and all this information. So for this, here we need to create a config folder here. So here we have this file which is called as index.ts. So we have written this code guys. So inside this we will put all this information that we define inside the environment variables. So we need to define this file inside our root directory, which is dfps dependencies. So here you will list out all the dependency parties packages. So simply paste it. So if you run this Deno application, it will install all these packages. I think we need to do it like this: Deno run unstable, allow internet, allow read, and then we need to paste this dps. Sorry, this needs to be dependencies. I think we can basically Deno package install. So let me use this module which is there inside Visual Studio. I think we need to do the same job. Yeah guys, you can see that guys, we need to first of all install this module which is called as Deno. That was the problem which was occurring. So first of all we need to install this tool here which is from Deno. So this is a command which is required. So you can see successfully installed Deno. So basically with the help of this command we need to install this. I will also update this my blog post as well. I will include this command which is required for this project. So I will do this first of all, installing Deno, the root directory of your project. You need to install Deno package. So I will paste this command here. So you need to execute this command here. This command will make sure this library will, this package will make sure restarts. whenever you make any sort of changes. So this is a special package, guys, which comes in Deno library, which makes it easier to restart your application whenever you make any sort of changes. So it automatically restarts every time. So I have updated this blog post, guys. So first of all, make sure that you install this. Now if you run here Deno start, so you can see it is listing on 4500. So you just need to change these variables like this. So if you're watching it for the very first time, guys, then please hit that like button, subscribe the channel. So this is a REST API that we have developed inside Oak.js, inside Deno. So I've written a complete blog post on my tutorial website covering each and every aspect. So this is the MongoDB database that we have initialized, which is called as books. If you change this database name, let's suppose sample books, and this is a connection code, database successfully connected. Then we have the schema which we have defined. So we are holding title of the book, description, author and link. These four properties we are holding. This ID is automatically generated by MongoDB. So all these types are string types. So if you check, this is our MongoDB database. So if you now try to basically restart the server, and I am testing this API using Postman. So let's suppose I make a post request to this route. Click on send. So new record is created. You will now see. If I refresh here, a newly created database will be there, which is called as sample book. You can now see it has created this database sample book, and it contains a table called as book, so which contains this record, title, description, author, link. So this ID is automatically generated by MongoDB. So this is a simple post request we are writing here. If you check inside routes, we have different requests going on inside our book.ts controller. So this is all the function, guys, basically. If you're watching it for the very first time, then please hit that like button, subscribe the channel. So basically, if you see, guys, this is all the functions which are there. I can even write this code from scratch if you want to. So for getting all the books here, guys, we are having router context, and we are fetching all the books here using this find method of MongoDB, and we are converting this to a array using this toArray function. So then we are comparing it. If the books are returned to us, then we are sending a 200 response to the client, and inside the JSON we are having a two properties, success to true, and the data is all books. So if I make this get request here, so it will return an array of objects. You will now see success property is returned to us, which is true in the JSON response, and the data property, which is holding all the books which are returned. So this will be an array. So we have converted this to an array. So that's why it is coming out to be an array here like this. This is the array of objects. So if any sort of error take place, guys, let's suppose you have made a mistake inside the URL. This is a wrong URL. If you send this, internal server error 500 status code is there. So if you make any sort of mistake, then this error will be there. Now we will come to the next request, guys, which is get book. So if you want to get a specific information about a specific book using its ID, so you need to pass this ID as a query parameter. Simply you need to copy this value and paste it right here after this book. So we are passing a ID in the query parameter, and here we are making get request, simply a get request. Click on send. So basically you will get that specific book information using its ID. This is every time unique. This is a primary key of the table, so this will be unique every time. Now you will see that. So inside this function, guys, what we are doing is that we are first of all getting the ID from the parameters context.params. Then we are finding that particular book by using find one method using MongoDB database, and here we are providing the ID. So we are converting this to an object ID using a special module which is called as bson. So if you see this module, which is bson, it's a special module which converts it's basically a different format of JSON, but it's a library to convert IDs to object IDs. Then we are returning 200 status code, all that stuff. So here this is a post request, guys. So basically we take the object, we create the record, and then we return this to the user. These four properties are there using the insert one method, passing title, description, author, link. Then we have to update this. So we are getting the ID like this. We are first of all converting this to object ID. We are finding that record, specific record, and then we are using update one to actually update the book, and after that we are simply returning that response. Lastly, guys, we have the delete request using its ID. So first of all we are picking up the ID of the book, and then we are calling delete one to actually delete from the database using its ID like this. So this completes all the four methods. We are exporting it and then we are including it inside our routes. We are just mapping these controller methods to the actual routes. So whenever you make a GET request, we are calling this method. To fetch a specific information about a specific book, we are calling this method. To create a book, we are calling this one. To update a book, we are calling this one. And to delete a book, we are calling this one. So here we are making a base router, which is using the router reference and then exporting this router. And then we are including this router basically inside the main file. So we are importing this router and then we are just adding two middleware functions, which is router.routes and router.allowed methods, and this completes your application. So this is a backend API, guys, without any front end. You can deploy this API on the internet and call this using any front end, JavaScript or React.js, Vue.js, any front end that you want to do. So if you have any sort of questions, guys, if you have any questions and want to ask, you can ask in the comment section. If you don't have questions, then I will be seeing you in the next live stream. Until then, thank you very much.